Alright, hello everyone and welcome to a game between Lawliet and Reprisal here on, what map is this? I keep on forgetting, on Amazonia. I am absolutely blanking right now. My apologies. Things are, I guess I shared a little bit of a testimony here in just a second. Lawliet spawning as the Night Elf player, the blue Night Elf player over here on the bottom left-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, Reprisal has spawned as the red human over here on the top right. Did you say something about replay pages? Didn't hear, I think. Oh, that's right. WarCraft3.info/replays. That's pretty much where I get all of my replays. So if there's a particular game that you really like, definitely go ahead and swing back there. Flo, I don't stop by often, but you were the first Twitch streamer I ever watched. Wow, wow, that's quite a long time ago. Back when I was in the Hearthstone beta. Yeah, I remember the Hearthstone beta. It was a lot of fun. But Hearthstone, well, I guess I couldn't do full-time streaming, so I wasn't able to do a lot of the stuff that some of the other guys, like Trump and some of the other guys, were able to do, up my production. I do have a day job that does pay fairly well. God, I don't know why, but it feels like a privilege to watch Crota live. Well, if you feel that way, thank you. I feel that it's a privilege that people want to actually spend some of their time watching me talk about a 15-year-old video game between two players. So let's go ahead and break things down over here on the bottom left. It is going to be a Warden going up against an Archmage here on Amazonia. We'll see how everything does unravel here in just a bit. Thank you for this page and great casting. Well, you are welcome. Archmage, where is this Archmage gonna go? Gonna go ahead and engage that Renegade Wizard. Purposely gonna attack it with the Footman. As soon as that first hit is down, drops the Water Elemental. For all of you guys who don't know, if you're like, hey, that Renegade Wizard always purges Water Elemental, what's the deal? You have to engage with one of the Footmen first, or the Militia first, and then drop the Water Elemental. Otherwise, the Water Elemental takes the aggro far too quickly. I almost never see the Wardens lose. The Warden is, in fact, a very powerful hero, but it is also a solo hero. A hero that really wants to get to level 6 very quickly. Now, the downside to that is that you cannot get from level 5 to level 6 off of creeps, which means you need to go up and try and engage your opponent in a full-on battle. The problem with that, though, is if your opponent gets 2 level 3 heroes, and maybe even 2 level 4 heroes, faster than you can get to your level 6 Warden, everything is just not going well for you. So that's really what people are trying to bank on, trying to get to like level 3 on a Mountain King, being able to Storm Bolt that Warden. There's a big detonation onto the Archmage, and it looks like the Water Elemental, or the Archmage, was also detonated alongside that Water Elemental, but the Water Elemental will not get taken down. Footman now looking to back up here. Meanwhile, back down to the south, the Apprentice Wizards just attacking that Ancient of War, as Militia now making their way back across. Now, does the Warden have a fan of knives here? No. Shadow Strike onto that Archmage. Archmage now taking some damage. No Dust of Appearance, as the Warden could try and get some damage across. There is a reveal as the Warden now tries to get away. All right, excuse me. Warden now looking to, or gets down to 33 hit points, very low. Has to be extremely careful, as the Archmage could just simply run over, as the Archer trying to Shadow Meld, not going to be able to get that final shot off either. Archmage does get to level 3, and Reprisal already off to a very good start. Lawliet needs to retreat back, pick up some items, and heal up once more. Archmage at level 3, a quick Arcane Vault. We are most likely going to be looking at a Clarity Potion and a Scroll of Regeneration, or perhaps just a Clarity Potion, as you see a Potion of Greater Mana already on that Archmage. Oh, sells the Potion of Greater Mana, and is he going to pick up anything else? Nope, simply just moves on his merry way. Archmage drops a Water Elemental. Warden gets a big Shadow Strike off onto the Archmage again. The Archmage going to be forced to retreat back, knowing that, well, it needs to buy another Scroll of Regeneration shortly. Warden now looking to back up once again. Excuse me, thank you for the bless you. As the Warden now makes its way back up off to the north, Archmage could be in trouble here, has to be very careful. If it takes another Shadow Strike, that damage does start to add up, and that is one of the biggest downsides for on a low hit point, strength-based hero. The hit points just don't seem to come back quickly enough. Archmage and Water Elementals now heading back off to the north here. Footmen hiding back up to the north as well, as the Arcane Tower is, well, now up, and meaning that the Warden is not going to be able to easily get inside there. Footman purposely trying to push himself next to the Tree of Ages, perhaps to get attacked. Not going to do so, as the Warden going to get a little bit of experience on a sacrificial Footman. Archmage back to the center portion of the map, still sitting at level 3, may decide to deny that Water Elemental, doesn't want to give extra experience to his opponent. Meanwhile, the Warden is just running around, and what type of ground can Lawliet really make up here? Forest Troll Shadow Priest means that Water Elementals should fall relatively fast, and that is going to be a very big upside. Wand of Illusion, that, well, this unit now making its way off to the north as the Archmage tries to make its way over here to the Goblin Merchant Shop. Warden going to go ahead and clear out another 533 creep camp, which should give him perhaps, what is that, 200, maybe about right here in terms of experience. A little bit more than half, or nope, leaves the Kobold Tunnelers as the Warden now makes its way over. Does have a potion, a rejuvenation. Shadow Strike, is it going to perhaps get some damage off onto that Archmage there, as the Warden now trying to deal that damage back again. All right, let's take a look. Illusion, Warden, now both sides coming across here. There's another Shadow Strike. Footman quickly denied once more, as you see the defend now thrown up. Archmage going to be regenerating those hit points. Illusioned units just wandering around, still providing sight. Warden picked up the item. It could have been an additional Wand of Illusion right there. As is it going to be sold? That is the question. Dropping that Mantle of Intelligence, using the Moonstone, and picking up that Mantle of Intelligence again. Dryads now out onto the field. Water Elementals could quickly get taken down. Warden is right there. Who is the real Warden? How would you ever possibly know? As the Warden gonna go ahead and engage. That Warden is getting microed. There it goes as the Footmen now throw up the Fen. Shadow Strike gonna go ahead and get taken down. Warden at 289. Perhaps it should try and get Fan of Knives instead, as the Footmen are still getting more and more damage. That Footman going to be taking 30 damage every few seconds still, and it could end up getting killed while in the Zeppelin. I believe so. There it goes. Warden still sitting at level 3, very close to level 4. Moonwells, however, are bone dry for Lawliet, and this is at daybreak. Any subsequent battle is going to be an uphill battle for Lawliet, as he's not going to be able to heal nearly as much. Bringing in an Ancient of War to absorb a lot of that damage, as we're looking at the Warden, who is also slowed as well. Unit now backing off. Warden gets up to level 4. Manual of Health, Scroll of the Beast, Tree of Life, slowly marching its way over to get itself into position and set up a second base. Down goes the Forest Troll Trappers. Meanwhile, back off to the north, this gold mine, 1,800 gold mined, so already 2,000 gold for one player, about up, 3.5 minutes, as we're looking at the dual Arcane Sanctums, but more importantly, the dual Workshop. Now the Warden is tied in level with the Archmage. Against Warden, you can't make any mistakes. I feel it is a little overpowered. I don't know if the Warden is overpowered. We may see a switch to the Warden now that we know that the Demon Hunter is no longer overpowered. Before, the Demon Hunter always seemed to be the hero of choice. Oh, beautiful blink right there to dodge that Stormbolt. As you now take a look, the Warden may try to get off another Shadow Strike. Yes, does get it right off there, as we may see another blink again. Nope, blink not in time, as it does take a little bit of extra damage once more. Yeah, the Demon Hunter no longer sitting at 75 mana cost. 75 mana cost mana burns means that we may see more Warden first as that first agility hero. Archmage, Goblin Zeppelin dropping right there. Are there any units that can actually spot up on the high ground? I do not see an Ancient of Wind as of yet. And without those Ancients of Wind, you cannot really push back against this Goblin Zeppelin harassment. Wisp, detonation, as the Warden now makes its way across. Is it going to be able to spot up onto the high ground units still flying around and finally leaving the party? Ancient of War going to get in position once more. Try to absorb a bit of damage again. Could go down on this creep camp. And this creep camp is rather one of those deceptive creep camps. You look at the Renegade Wizard and you're like, oh, it's a level 5 creep camp. But there's actually 3 level 5 creeps between the Enforcers and that Renegade Wizard. So it's actually more of a mid-level creep camp as opposed to a low-level creep camp that you often see. Tome of Intelligence has been dropped. Additional intelligence and mana regeneration as the Warden does get to level 5. And we are already at Mastery Trained Bears. Let's take a look at the supply count. 65 compared to 57. 65. Well, the colors are actually swapped. I can't do anything about it. My apologies. Yeah, 68 supply for the human player who is red but blue up off to the north. Hopefully that doesn't confuse you guys far too much. Purge going down here. Mortar teams, double mortar teams, as those units are now going to start to get picked off. Goblin Zeppelin picking up those units once again, as we may see another mortar team getting taken out. Mortar team very low on hit points and does get finished off here, as the Archmage gonna go ahead and try and chase down some units. Mortar team still making their way over. Phantom Knives, and a big one at that, as damage is added up across the board. Let's take a look. Dryads gonna try and poke it down, as the Dryads are now fighting across this battle here. A big Phantom Knives finishes off both mortar teams again, as the Warden is getting extremely close to level 6. Does not finish off the unit though, as the Scout Tower will get taken down. There are people that do not refrigerate ketchup after they open it. Does it say refrigerate after opening? I believe so. I don't know. I try to generally follow those rules. If it says refrigerate after opening, I do refrigerate it after and put it in the refrigerator after I open it. Shouldn't you do that? Archmage now with triple ivory towers. We do have what? 2 workshops, 2 arcane sanctums being set up here. This is a lot of production buildings. Meanwhile, back across here, Warden sitting at level 5, just looking to get more experience and more gold, finishing off this creep camp, picking up some useful items as well. Druid of the Claw backpack upgrade has been completed once more. Perhaps that's the nope, that this isn't Moonstone that's being used, as we are getting more bears. 69 supply compared to 67. Night Elf actually catching up and surpassing his opponent, as we are looking at guard towers being placed down. This Ancient of War does spot these guard towers, or at least I believe so, but there are still a handful of mortar teams in the back that are incredibly dangerous. Alright, Illusion, Druid of the Claw, mortar teams now coming across here. Dryads could be trying to back up here as the guard towers quickly taken down. Spellbreakers joining in on the fight. Mortar teams poking apart all of those Dryads, making them go absolutely splat in a matter of seconds. Bears in that front line trying to destroy everything here, as the Dryads are dancing around, trying to get into different positions. A big Fan of Knives has been used, and the Warden is sitting at level 6 with a Potion of Mana. We know what that means, as the Avatar of Vengeance is still already out on the field, but has taken far too much damage, and the Spirit of Vengeances are now all gone. Surprised that the Avatar of Vengeance did not back off there, but there was so much focus that perhaps that was enough time to buy. Warden down to 133 hit points. Does blink away. Mountain King low on mana. Big Fan of Knives once more. Finishes off the Archmage. And it is going to finish off the Mountain King, as that is the game. I wonder what YouTube thinks. I don't know. Maybe we'll see some comments on there. Alright, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Lawliet versus Reprisal. Lawliet taking the game with a level, was it a level 7 Warden at the end? Yeah, level 7 Warden being able to win with the Avatar of Vengeance. I think what happened there, Lawliet knew that his opponent was going to focus a lot of attention onto that Avatar of Vengeance. And by doing so, or knowing that the Avatar of Vengeance was priority threat number 1, it opened up the Warden to get more Fan of Knives and get more AoE damage across the remaining units. Anyways, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, hope you guys enjoyed it, and thank you for the follow. Modern Bolivar, thank you for the follow.